Hello and welcome back to the weekly intuitive connection. I'm Camelia Kessaci and I'm an intuitive coach. Today's connection is about life and the resistance to it. Life is what we start merging back to when we accept both suffering and death. When we stop running away from them, meaning that we stop pretending that we will somehow escape our body's fate, but we also stop relying on suffering as a means to continue existing. You see, being alive is different from existing. The world values and rewards existing, but doesn't give much importance to being alive. For example, you are rewarded for your status, for your ability to contribute in the world, and having a role in society. All these things are beautiful things, but when they become more important than the life that is within you, then there is an imbalance. So when all that matters about you is your existence within the structure of the world, the need for suffering is perpetuated because there is a need of existing as a construct, not as a living, breathing being. So my question to all of us is, what would happen if we stopped suffering? All of us, not just one person or two or three, but the entire population of the world. What would stop if we were to all come alive? I would call that a return to life. Well, in this situation, if all of us are returning to life, the world would cease to exist. Time would lose its secondary meaning. We wouldn't add more stress around time. The balance of nature would come back. Death would be celebrated the same way as birth. So we can see here that in a way we invented suffering, we created it as soon as we started resisting life. And the return to life would free us from both suffering and death. And if we dug a little deeper, what we would realize is that what we truly fear as humans is not death. We know deep inside us that death is relief. What we mostly fear is disappearance or non-existence, to not know what would happen to us after death. And within that fear lies the illusion that somehow suffering can prevent us from ceasing to exist. While suffering can give us a short-lived sense of existence as individuals separated from the universe, it doesn't grant us the experience of life or the blessing of being alive. The more we suffer, the more we feel we exist, and the less we feel alive. In order to understand our lack of aliveness as a species, we also have to understand where we are living. So let's take a look at these two aspects of our life right now. We have our planet Earth. You could see it as a wise being, as a supportive being that is holding us all on its surface. It's also very nurturing to us, its children. And it's spacious. It has room for all of us. It's grounding. It helps us feel safe, connected, and comfortable no matter where we are from. It gives us all that we need. Let's take a look at the world now, the structure that we built upon this earth. It's noisy, it's dirty, and it's crowded. It's competitive. It could feel unsafe. It's demanding. And which one of these makes us feel more alive? The earth, obviously. So it's very easy to see that in order to explore that aliveness in us, we have to return to the earth. So a return to life is a return to the earth. But then you might say, yeah, we would all love to return to the earth, but how do we do it now that we have disconnected from it? We have to relearn everything, and living on the earth is very difficult, and all those things. Of course, that's completely normal to ask all these questions. So returning to the earth doesn't mean getting rid of the world. It's just meaning getting past the world that we have built so far and creating a new one that is supportive of the earth and not destructive of it. It's one of the most efficient ways to come back to our aliveness. Otherwise, we will continue to live in conflict between an ideal lifestyle that we can never achieve because we have gone too far from being close to the earth, and a dystopian picture of what the world could become if we never reconnected to the earth. So the secret here is to bring the two together, but to use the earth to build a wiser world. When we start connecting to our own aliveness, the experiences of living, existing, and surviving can change. And all that would be left is the course of life and the complete devotion to its will and purpose. How do you experience your own connection to life? Leave your comments below. I would love to read them. And please leave a thumbs up for this video if you enjoyed it. And don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel if you would like to receive weekly intuitive updates.